So I went on tilt this morning, and it cost me huge. It wasn't more or less in the P&L that it cost me because I managed to recover a lot of the loss, but just mentally it cost me and it took a hit to my confidence. The problem lies with me wanting to take a payout before going to Tampa. I'm literally $600 away from a payout in this top one futures 150K funded account, and I'm leaving to Tampa Wednesday morning, so it'll give me today and tomorrow to trade. Now I thought I was going to be able to, you know, either pass it today or in the next 2 days stack up the wins to get that account close to a payout. And what happened this morning was the complete opposite. I had some solid wins. I could have been content and walked away and just had to make up $300 tomorrow to get the payout. But instead, I decided to be smart, greedy, stupid. All three of them, or at least thinking I was smart. And it just turned out to go against me, and it cost me a lot mentally. I managed to recoup a lot of the loss on one short at the end, but it was mentally tough, and I broke some rules, and it just didn't feel good. Even though I'm ending the day down $100 instead of down $1,100, it just didn't feel good, and I still don't feel great about it. But let's get into what I was seeing at the desk in the morning, and we'll just go from there. So coming to the desk in the morning, you can see we have, this is Friday's price action. We look like we're kind of in this range. And until we can kind of take this 55.50, 55.60 level, which is this high, I could see price going higher. But there's things now telling me that the longs are in play. We're clearly above previous day's point of control. And now you can see here clearly as we hit the start of day VWAP and we get above it, the sellers try to step in multiple times and the buyers just step right back in and say no. And now we're trading above the previous day's value area high. NQ itself is trading above previous day's point of control but has not taken its previous day's value area high. So something interesting to note, but looking at this, there's no reason to think that you wouldn't be long, right? You have your higher low here, and then even these higher lows all the way up into pre-market. So I would be looking for longs this morning moving forward, but again, we're in a climate where I could have it be super choppy. We have today and tomorrow basically no news, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we have news on Wednesday, and I believe Thursday, Friday we're going to have some of the Mag 7s reporting. So it's going to be, we're going to get some moves later in the week, and I could see it being a very low volume day and just super choppy. And I had read that earlier on Sunday night somewhere, but I just didn't put that in the back of my head. And as you can see when we get into the trades, you'll completely understand that that's exactly what happened. Let's get into the one trade that I did, or sorry, not one trade, the one markup I did, but it was 7 trades. And this was that, emotional breakdown that I had. And clearly I waited for the opening range to set like I always do. Price bounced nicely here off of the previous day value area high. And as it opens, you can see it chops around the New York VWAP. And on NQ, it's basically chopping at its previous day's value area high. And my thesis is now, if ES can push and break its New York VWAP, that's going to get NQ to take its previous day's value area high, and we could get a push higher. What happens? That's exactly what happens, and as NQ breaks, I end up going long here, and I'm just looking for a quick move. I'm looking to take some profits aggressively. I'm only in 5 micros. I could see something like this, but then again, with the first break of the opening range high, we always can see price pull back. So we get up here. We get up to the 57. Now we've taken out this 55.60 level that I was talking about and taken out Friday's highs. So up here now, price just slows down for a minute. I'd take 3 of 5 off, and leave 2 on. Pull my stop up to this 2-minute candle. Price turns around on me, I get stopped out. I should have taken the whole thing off here and left 1, but I was just, again, thinking that, with this bullish price action that we were going to get something like this and just push higher. And I had my stop here, and look what happens. We get this weird pin that to the downside that stopped me out. So I'm glad I got stopped out in profit. I'm up 146 on the trade. I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine. I would have been sad if I had my stop still down here somewhere and I got stopped out on that pin and would have gave back a bunch of the profits. And as price pulls down here, I'm watching the CVD steadily declining. And as you can see, the buyers try to step back in here at the New York VWAP and the sellers take back over. I wanted to get short back up here, but I was still, thinking about this long and still thinking price could want to do that. And it wasn't until we came down and broke the opening range low that the CVD had now gone completely red, and I can see this pulling lower, possibly down to previous day's New York VWAP. I get in short. I look for it to get down to previous day's value area high. We get down to here. I take 3 of 2 off again. And as we come back up, I have my stop back here. I get stopped out. I'm up 162 on the trade. So I'm up $300 now in 2 trades. And remember, I need 600 to get to the payout target for that straight to funded account. So I'm basically $300 away. What do? I asked myself, should I lock the account out? Should I be done for the day? I said, you know what? I'm going to try and be really smart. And as I watch price chop around here and hold this opening range low, in my head I'm thinking I can scalp another quick short, and I can just add to this 300 and maybe get it to 400, maybe 500, maybe even get it to the payout today. Who knows? So what do? I get induced on this bearish candle. I enter short. What does price do? Price comes back up on me. I have a super tight stop because I'm not willing to take any bit of a loss because I'm up 300 on the day. Super tight stop at the New York VWAP. We get up to here, get stopped out. I'm down $107. So I'm down to 200 of my 300, and that I was in profit. I'm down to 200 for the day. I should have stopped there. And this is where the tilt kicks in and the revenge trading and just wanting to get that much more. Now, if I clearly would have waited here for a low of day anchor break, I would have not gotten in this trade because I never got it. So there's strike number 1 against me. Clearly, I'm not thinking right, and I'm taking this trade prematurely. I cut it prematurely. What do I do now? I'm not thinking at all. I'm tilting, so now I decide to get long as we break back into the opening range, thinking that it's going to do this, and it's going to go higher. Now I'm just dreaming. I'm just hoping. What happens? Price pulls back up, takes a New York VWAP, turns back around on me, comes back down. I get stopped out, full stop. I should have had my stop down here if I'm going to be long. What am I doing having a stop up here? I should be below the lower low. Comes back, I'm down 272. So now out of my profit, I'm actually down $80 on the day. I asked myself again, I even opened the option on the Project X platform to lock the account out. I don't know what came over me. I can't even tell you what came over me now that I think about it, and what I was actually thinking when I just went back and said, you know what, I'm going to try another short. Clearly, I'm way too late on this short. I get in. I'm tilting now. Price pushes back up to me. We hit the New York VWAP, seller step back in. I get excited. Price pulls back up. Again, tight stop. Not using and thinking clearly. I should have had my stop above this previous lower high. And what happens? I get stopped out. I'm down 397 now. So what do? I think this is going to want to do this now. And look at this. It's just pure chop. What am I thinking? This is going to get out of this chop? Like, who am I to be the predictor of where the market's going to go? Like, now I'm just not even thinking. I'm guessing, oh, it didn't go down, so now it's got to go up. It can only go 2 ways. And I enter long here, and look at where I entered. Just absolute rubbish. Price pulls down on me. I get stopped out, 688. Stopped out plus is 400. I'm down 1,100 on the day. And now I'm just fuming. If I had just stayed in my original short position here, or waited for the break of this low a day anchor, this trade would have played out perfectly. So I'm starting to see this now. I take a few minutes, I collect myself. You can see we find some support at the previous day's value area high. We push up off it. As soon as we take this low a day anchor, I'm going to take one more shot at this short. NQ has now taken its previous day's New York VWAP, which was a clear level of support through the overnight session on both indices. And I'm thinking there's a turn to the downside. The buyers just can't seem to, the buyers are getting beat down every time they try and take a VWAP. And for me, it seems like the buyers are exhausted. The CVD is flipped quite red now. I get short here. We get this push down. I take profits here. I leave a little bit on the trade, thinking that this is going to get another leg down to the POC, and I'll be actually up on the day. Again, being silly. And I could have finished the day green. Instead, I wanted to be greedy. And what happens? I turns around, I get stopped out. I'm up 1,100 on that trade, but I was down roughly like 1,200 on the day. So I'm down $100 still on the day. You know what? It's time to lock the account out. I locked the account out. I was done. And I just said to myself, what did you do? You literally almost gave up 50% of the work that you put into this account for the last almost 3 weeks. All for what? All because I wasn't content with just being up halfway to that profit target and just walking away. Just that I had to get this done today. Like, why? Why did I put this pressure on myself? And it was, it was just a crappy feeling all around. I wasn't happy with myself at all. But the trading gods were on my side. That's all I can say. And this worked out, and I read this nicely. But again, this is luck. Because this easily could have found some support at previous day's New York VWAP and went, I would have got stopped out, and I would have hit my daily loss limit. If this even came back up to this lower high here, I would have hit my daily loss limit. So yeah, just not good trading. So I need to do some work tomorrow, and I really need to just be okay with not taking the payout before Tampa. It's fine. Maybe I'll take it in Tampa. We're gonna trade there. Who knows, right? Like, why am I putting this unneeded pressure on myself? And that's how I'm just gonna end the day. And it was, like I said, it wasn't a good feeling. Even when I come back and look at my calendar, it's, I have to remember that here I'm just staying true to my process. Like one trade, 4 trades, 1 trade, 2 trades. Look at today, 10 trades. Look at this day back here, 8 trades. Right? So I really need to just smarten up and be mindful of these days and the emotions I'm feeling when I go on tilt. Definitely I'm going to come in tomorrow with a different mindset, fresh, looking for a trade. I get it, I do, I don't. I'm going to set a max risk of $200 on that account now for the next few days, because I'm not putting that account into giving up a bunch of those profits heading to Tampa just because I need to prove something to myself or prove something to everybody in Tampa. So if I take a small loss on that account, I do tomorrow. I'm going to lock it out, and then I have some other accounts that I can trade. And that's the plan moving forward. And, I'm stoked. I want to get ready and get back to thinking about Tampa and how much I'm going to enjoy that. So, you know what? I'm going to put this day behind me. It is what it is. I've talked about it. You guys have seen it. So let's just put it behind us and move on from there. But, as usual, I'm always grateful, thankful for you guys being here, watching along, following this, and yeah, comment, subscribe, hit that, leave me some comments always. I'm always interested in listening. I would love some feedback, especially on a day like this. I would love some feedback. Would be great to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on what happened and how it unfolded. But yeah, enjoy the day. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow, and we'll have a fresh new day. Cheers.